And welcome to my new Let's Play of Sonic the Hedgehog. I know I said Sonic the Hedgehog, I didn't say which Sonic the Hedgehog though, and I'm not 100% sure how many people are expecting this Sonic the Hedgehog. But in any case, this is actually a weird game for me because I actually kind of unironically like the game. A little bit unironic, a little bit ironic, let's just put it that way. So we're gonna jump right into Sonic's story. Note that there is a lot of dialogue in the game, so I probably won't be saying a whole lot this first episode. In any case, let's get started.
It's all right. We give thanks for the blessed flames. May we always continue to have peace. Son of Soliana, guide and watch over us with your eternal light.
Pleasure to meet you at last, Princess of Soliana. I am Dr. Eggman. I've come here to obtain the secret of the Flames of Disaster from you, and to take the miracle gems that are the key to its secret, the Chaos Emerald. Now, Princess, this way, please.
That's a pretty snazzy performance there.
You? It can't be.
I'm Sonic! Sonic the Hedgehog!
Not the irritating hedgehog again! Attack!
I finally found him. The Iblis Trigger.
And the game also takes a very long time to load, so that's something to look forward to. This one's not too bad because it's just loading a cutscene, not the overworld.
Why are you helping me?
No special reason.
Sonic!
I'm afraid our little game ends now.
Sonic! Take this!
I've got it! And don't worry, I'll rescue you.
I know.
It's only a matter of time before it's mine. Until then, you can hold on to it for me.
And more loading. This is actually loading the overworld, so this is a little bit longer. There's a weird story behind the game that I'll get into during Wave Ocean, which is the first action stage of the game. But yeah, I actually kind of like this game, but for all the wrong reasons. That's why some people like, it's the same thing as it's like people who like E.T. or who like Superman 64, just because. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if that would be unironic or actually ironic. I don't actually know. Anyway, we got a cutscene, so guess what? More loading. I thought this was a short. Oh. As soon as I was gonna say something.
Long time no see.
I'm glad you're here. I heard that you tried to save their princess from Dr. Eggman. You're going to rescue her, aren't you? Let me help. I may not know what Eggman's up to, but it can't be a good thing.
Okay, with your help, this should be a piece of cake.
I'll do my best.
I like how during that cutscene, Sonic literally freezes at the end of it. I just don't get what they were thinking. I think they thought the draw distance would cut out by then, which is really embarrassing, but this game actually does have a very short draw distance. But it's weird that Sonic just literally freezes at the end of the cutscene. Okay, so we gotta talk to people, figure out where the guy is. So he's on the beach, but we can't get to the beach because Sonic has short-term memory loss and also long-term memory loss because he can't remember how to light dash just by doing it 3 games in a row. That's a silver Soliana medal, but we will not be collecting those in the main LP. We'll be saving them for a side video. They're also in action stages. They're 10 each action stage, 30 in each hub. So, not in each hub, just in a hub. This guy over here sells the light dash, but we can't afford it because we've got our wallet back in, I don't know, Station Square. Anyway, this guy's a shoemaker, blah 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 blah, and he introduces us to a new mechanic, the mini stage, or mission as they're called. The winder of a shoemaker, winder, I don't know. So you'll see a problem here right off the bat. Okay, so you get this text, put on the shoes and go to the ring. So if I made the shoes correctly, you'll make it on time. And you have to load again, because for some reason the game doesn't load the text and the mission at the same time. Which feels like a humongous oversight, but again, there's a reason for it. So now we actually get to control Sonic, so that's lovely. So, control stick moves, A/X jumps. That's basically all you need for now. Okay, momentum is weird. In midair, if you press a direction, you actually have to do this. This little pirouette, you actually have to do that. Otherwise, you go really far to the side because you keep all your momentum in the air. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. It's also almost impossible to not S-rank this mission, so if you don't S-rank it, you're probably doing something wrong, or you just didn't know about the spinny trick, and you missed the ring while falling, so I can't, be too harsh, but still, it's a pretty easy mission. I think the time is more than generous because it's, well, the first mission in the game. They can't be that jerkish, right? Well, kinda. Yeah, you'll figure out pretty quickly that this game kind of is a jerk. A lot of the time. So we got the light dash now. I'm not gonna explain it. Also, we can homing attack by double tapping A/X. I will always list the Xbox button first because I'm playing on an Xbox. This version is actually less glitchy. Also, talking to people is X/square. Probably shouldn't mention that. So we can light dash. And actually, we have our first death already. Deaths on the hub don't actually count as deaths, so you keep all your lives, but that, I will still count that as our first death. So by now you should also be figuring out that this is a really well programmed game, based on things like that. Death number 1 already in the overworld. Okay. Mirror Solanas are basically your action stages. Just touch the mirror and you get warp to a far where you place in a flash, which is a joke that won't make sense until much later in the game. So Wave Ocean is basically Emerald Coast, which is why I'm gonna go into the story mode here right now. To me, this game is basically Sonic Adventure 3, which you may be thinking, maybe wanting to throw up at the sheer notion that this game is basically Sonic Adventure 3, but if you ask me, it's basically Sonic Adventure 3 is what I'm trying to say. I mean, it's got the hub world, it's got kind of a similar gameplay style and everything. We're not gonna grab the medals and stages, we're saving them till the end. At the end of every stage, we'll be going over all the medals at once, just for the sake of ease. If you press A when the little red bar is darker, you swing up. Hopefully, sometimes it doesn't actually work. But this game actually was destined for greatness, but they ran into problems. Simply put, they had too much on their plate at one time. They were making, they wanted a game on every console, because 2005 was when Next Gen started. Also, X/square does a kicking move, which often doesn't work. I think that's the one of the few required places where we actually need to do that. It's generally not needed. Shadow can do it too, we'll get to that much later. Gonna hit the checkpoint, jump back up onto the dock, and actually jump like that. And the light dash didn't work. That is a common problem in this game, actually the light dash not working, so get used to seeing that. Anyway, this game was meant to be better than it actually turned out to be because of just budget problems. They wanted to do more with the game, but they just couldn't because they ran out of money, basically. They quickly discovered during the dev time that they couldn't get this game on Wii, which is actually really pathetic if you think about it. They couldn't get this game to work on Wii, when it barely works on anything else. Here you don't want to press any buttons, just saying, you just want to let Sonic run on his own. Don't push anything or you could die, I'm not kidding. And as soon as he says jump, mash A/X, and you should make it. So now we get to Tails, which is another really broken mechanic. Not broken, just finicky, to be more precise. Also, the camera is inverted and you can't change it back, so that's a very 2000 thing to do. So his main attack, if you press X/square, is to drop dummy ring bombs, which creates a problem, as I'll demonstrate right now. It's kind of tricky sometimes if you get hit to figure out which rings are yours and which rings are, bombs. If you get hit, which you will. I'm not even gonna lie about that, you are gonna get hit quite a few times as Tails because he's slow. Also, if you press A, I'm not pushing anything and he's moving forward. That's one of the most criticized gameplay aspects of this entire game. Also, by the way, you can just fly to the end. The gates that you have to go to is right over there, so you can actually fly in there and hit the loading time. Hit the load trigger. Because the load trigger is actually there. Sonic hits it if you lower the gate, but you can actually just fly directly into it, but you have to wait for the whale to actually go over there. That's actually a glitch, technically. Yeah, if you just fly into the gate with Tails, you trigger this exact same thing. Anyway, so Sega decided that they can't have this game on Wii because it wouldn't run, lol. So they decided, let's make another game. Let's make Sonic and the Secret Rings. So Sonic Team was split into two groups, essentially. One making this game, finishing this game, and the other making Secret Rings. And that's why both ended up being bad. Because also on this ramp, hold forward. If you don't hold forward here, you will die. I'm not kidding. It's actually hilarious what happens. Anyway, moving on. So that's why both games ended up being very unoptimized and buggy because, frankly, they had divided the resources so thin that they couldn't really do anything. Also, by the way, in these sections, you actually have no control of your forward momentum, so it is very likely that you will die. For Wave Ocean, for an S rank, because that's the highest rank, I will go over S rank tips. Typically in high speed sections, since it's just pushing left and right and occasionally jumping. The key for Wave Ocean is to literally not get hit. It is almost entirely dependent on time bonus and ring bonus, so if you don't have those, you're kind of screwed. On this ramp up here, you want to hit dead on centered, otherwise you will die. I've had this happen. I kind of hope it happens actually, because it's hilarious. Oh well, we just got straight to the goal. Sometimes you have to wall jump off pillars too. But we actually S-ranked the first stage, just pointing that out, just because we didn't get hit during the high speed section.
Incredible.
That's literally all it takes. Don't get hit and have at least 100 rings, and you'll probably end up S-ranking it. It's really easy. And voila, we get the first gold medal, which replaces the emblems from Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. That's why I say it's kind of like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, and this is like the spiritual successor, because it has a lot of the same aspects to it. Like it or not, because it's not a good game, but I do feel like it is a spiritual successor. In any case, that's enough rambling for now.
It looks like the princess was moved to another location. Let's head back to the city.
So yeah, both games actually cut a quite large amount of slack too. That was a really badly worded sentence. I cut those games a lot of slack, this one included, because they were working under really bad circumstances. It's the same with Sonic Boom. Everyone hates Sonic Boom, and I just feel bad for Big Red Button because they literally got screwed over by Sega, basically. So if you haven't figured out by now, all blue dots are going to be over here. NPCs that give you missions. We will be doing missions at the end of Sonic's story. We'll just do all the missions and medals in a separate video, basically, just for the sake of time. I mean all the town stuff, basically. All the field stuff we will be doing when we do the corresponding stage, which is right now, actually. So, we're gonna do the silver medals now. To do the silver medals, you actually have to save and quit, oddly enough. And, this is kind of a procedure, considering how long this game loads, often. So, to go back and replay a level, it's not as easy as Sonic Adventure, I'd say, where you can do it all at the end. So you have to go into Trial, Act, and then you basically have two options, normal and hard mode. Hard mode doesn't have any medals. The same S-rank strats apply to hard mode as well. They're just more enemies, more spike traps. It's not that much different. It's just a little bit tougher to keep your rings, basically. Normal is where the medals are, so that's what we're going to do now. But it's going to be a heavily edited version for the sake of time, so be right back. So the first medal is in plain sight, like towards the beginning of the level. Second medal is on the lighthouse. Third medal is immediately after it. Don't use the light dash to go into the rainbow hoop, and just follow the path as normal. Despite being in the normal path, I actually never use this shortcut. I always use the shortcut, never take this path. So there is a medal at the very end. Once you're in the cave, just go to the left side to get the medal.
Okay.
Medal number 4, basically we passed by this one also, so just run along the wall, making sure to grab it this time. It's Tails, towards the beginning of his section. There will be 2 arches to the left side, so throw ring bombs. If you hold down square or X, you go into an aiming mode, and then you can just fly into it. It may take a few passes though.
Let's speed up.
At the beginning of Sonic's speed section, take the ramp to the far left side, and the medal should be in plain sight. Next, after this cutscene, turn sharply left and you should get the medal. And also same for the one in the forest. And then jump on the dock to make sure that you get the 9th medal. And the 10th medal is between 2 columns towards the end of the section. if you've got all the medals, you should get a gold Soliana medal for doing so. And that is it for now. So thank you for watching. I hope you'll join me next time for more Sonic the Hedgehog 2006.